The bridge construction is tied into the botanical gardens, which will be part of the Downtown Development Authority property. Yes, sir?
How many townhomes will be there in the how many homes will be in the the condominium construction?
They're still working out the final design, but it's somewhere around 90. Yes, sir.
Chuck, can you repeat the question?
He asked about materials, whether it's metals, things that require painting and maintenance. We haven't determined all the materials other than the cables will be some type of steel. Deck surfaces we're not sure of. We tried to incorporate some stone type features so it would tie into the forum and town center. So that's kind of where your maintenance will be less. But structures of these type are a little bit more higher maintenance than your conventional bridges, just because of the cable systems.
Yes, sir. The height of the spire. The height of
To scale right now, it's probably 120 feet or so, but it's not determined finally yet. That'll be a function of when we do the final design and how the cable layout is. It may be a little higher, maybe lower. But in terms of scale, that's probably close to where it would be. Yes, good question. Has it been shared with GDOT? That was one of our first orders of business, was say, can we build this over your highway? Because they don't see too many of these. And we've had three meetings with them already, really to define the envelope, the clearances. In fact, it's laid out so that there can be additional lanes on 140. I mean, this has got to be a 50, 75-year plan. So, yes. But okay, from the road, clearance for pedestrian is 17.5 feet is minimum. This may be a little bit higher depending on how everything works out.
I've been to the other icons that you've shown, and this is an extraordinary design, and certainly would become iconic. I have a practical question, though. We have an aging population, and if I want to go from the forum to the town center, but I don't really want to take the elevator to the top to get french fries, this is a very rambling kind of walk across when one would encourage a lot of traffic. Is there an alternate plan with this that simply takes you from point A to point B, that we get from the town center to the forum and back to my car? Because this seems like an afternoon event. But I also sometimes want to cross quickly.
I'll paraphrase that. First, she said we did a great job. Thank you. Second, so there won't be any snarky caricatures of me, right, like Mr. Eiffel. This, obviously, you have to be so high up to get over the road. It's got to be so wide to get there. There is no elevator intended for this. It's part of the trail system, so in order to meet the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, you've probably heard of, you have to have certain gradual slopes to be able to use that to get up to the bridge. So,
Let me clarify. I'm not questioning this design. I want to be here when it's built. What I'm asking of the city is, can or will the city include an alternate way to make that crossing as well, so that you don't have to go to one of the far distance, simply crossing the street?
The most direct route is to cross at grade. And there are crosswalks and there are lights. You know, for the person who wants to do that, you have that opportunity even today. And there are people who do it today. That's the most direct route. And it's the fastest. But, you know, obviously one of the ideas when we looked at a bridge was to create more than just a bridge. We wanted an experience. So if you don't want the experience, you just cross with a light at grade. Well, that's already there. I mean, that crosswalk is there and the lights are there. There's not a whole lot more that needs to be done, you know, at grade. Yes, sir.
If you cross at the horizon and you start going to forum, there are shopping centers, even Ingles. You can't walk in Ingles without walking through traffic. So what you're talking about, it's simple to walk straight across, but then you're dead end. You've got to walk through traffic if you're going directly into the forum. That would require working with the forum to create sidewalks that take you to the center.
Right. No, that's absolutely part of it. There's no question about that. But not because of the crosswalk, but because of the bridge, because that also is part of the trail system. So that definitely will be incorporated. Other questions? Yes, sir.
If GDOT and the federal authorities kind of table the race stadium bridge over 285, why do you think they would move forward with it?
Because we got a very good reception when we went there and talked to them, and they understand what we're trying to do, and they were very, very positive and encouraging. So that's where we, get the feeling that we need to move forward. They told us to proceed with construction drawings. And that's as much as anybody could get from GDOT at this stage. Yes, sir?
You haven't mentioned it, but watching the presentation up there are stairways that face
Yes, oh, absolutely. No, you don't have to use the ramp. Yeah, that's true. Thank you. Last question. Who wants to be the person who asked the last question? No one. I've scared all of you. Oh, gentleman in the back.
So my question is to the council. So looking at that, it's beautiful, but I've heard about millennials, I've heard about an Asian community, but what about the family side? Like I don't see a playground in there anywhere, and the only playground that we have is on the border of the county, and it's dangerous to get in and out over on Old Bridge. So is there a plan to have a playground in or around town center?
Well, there are places where we can have playable art, which is what our designer has recommended, which is looks like sculpture, but kids can climb on it. There are also 2 large berms for little kids to run up and down on, but they also act as a barrier between the residential and the town green. So there are opportunities, plus we've got 2 acres of just field, so for people who want to kick a ball or throw a frisbee, we've got that as well. Thank you all very much.